So my name is Sadie Frank. A little bit of background about the ACLU. If you're not familiar, it's a national civil rights nonprofit with two focuses. We have a policy and a legal team, and we operate under a national umbrella tackling civil rights issues in Washington State specifically. And I do a variety of things there. I started as a legal intake coordinator talking with folks in the community, and then they realized that I have all these random data skills like GIS and have been calling me to do a variety of research for both the legal and the policy department now. And so what I've been working on is in Everett, Washington, which is a small city about 30 miles north. They've been introducing a variety of anti-panhandling ordinances to the city council. This is the second time that they've tried to do this in the past year. It was voted down the first time, but that focused on libraries and civic municipal spaces. This one focuses on point of sale, where money might be exchanging hands. And they like to say that it's for civic space and preserving livability, but really it just criminalizes homeless and limits public space for vulnerable populations. So I got a call from the legal team that asked me to look at what areas would be criminalized under the new ordinance and what the downtown area might look like if this was put into effect, so that they could potentially use that in their proposal to the city council. It came formatted as a geographic research proposal in and of itself. The ordinance said that it would criminalize spaces 50 feet from gas stations, banks, bus stops, performance spaces, and I could only use publicly available open source web resources. So I used ArcGIS Online, thank you trial periods, because I would not be on campus. Google Fusion tables, downtown Everett map from the city website, and whatever else I could find, including Parkopedia and anything on Google Maps. This is the map of downtown Everett that I took from the city website. I couldn't download it. It's just a screenshot, but it established what I would be working with, what the city council decided was the sort of civic core of Everett, including all of the necessary cool-looking graphics there as to what they want their city to look like. So I only had 3 days to do this, and I was very stressed out because I knew that would eliminate a lot of time. But then I decided that I was just going to use whatever I could find on Google Maps and work with whatever that was. So I just literally typed in what I wanted to on Google Maps and took that. I initially was going to work with data scraping or an API, but all I ended up doing was just working in Google Fusion tables and aggregating whatever the specific parameters were there. From general available online. I found Parkopedia, which I didn't even know existed, but is a really awesome user-submitted parking space locator wherever you are, with handy graphics to tell you how much you have to pay per hour. So you might want to use that in the future. I geocoded everything in ArcGIS Online, which I learned is way easier than ArcGIS Desktop. I did address geocoding for ATMs and parking lots, and then latitude and longitude for bus stations, because that's the only way that I could find the data. And used a really simple, straightforward method. You geocoded both the addresses. I had my spreadsheets and my data tables and imported it, and then just applied a simple 50-meter or 50-foot buffer to all of the data points. And here you can see contrasting between the actual ordinance itself and the areas that would be effective. It's a really simple map. They wanted something that they could just look at and immediately know what was going on. So I have the ATMs and those in blue and the bus stops in mauve. And what ended up happening was that we lost. Sad face. They passed the measure 4-2 despite our advocacy efforts, and we worked with a group at Seattle U as well that works with anti-homelessness in the Puget Sound area. But from working with this and having to undergo this project in such a short amount of time, there was a relatively small actual area affected. But some reasons for this could be the lack of urban core density in a city like Everett. The street layout is really grid-like. It doesn't allow for a lot of intersections, that sort of closed public space. Not a ton of walkability in Everett. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. But in a larger city like Seattle, this could have large implications for the downtown area. I thought this was cool because though the geospatial actual analysis and method was super simple, it had a lot of possibilities for sourcing, open source digital geographic information, which I'm really passionate about myself, and just sort of having to stick within the parameters that were offered to me, that using whatever anybody could just go online and find in a quick 10-minute Google search allowed me to sort of get to explore a non-academic avenue that actually had major implications for, major municipal area like Everett. So yeah, that's what I did. Thank you.